Greetings. I'm here. I'm just not on camera yet. Still just getting a few things together. Greetings, everyone. Happy Friday. Assalamu alaikum. Let me fire up my magic machine. Great news. Mark and I hit 15,000 subscribers. So thank you all very much if you're one of them. And there we are. I can see myself. Can you guys hear me fine? Making a paper tank, Sheriff. That's awesome. Salam alaikum, Optima. Alaikum salam. Said my buddy over in Damascus. His name is Salahuddin. It sucks going half blind. Hello, unknown bars. Hello, Sheriff, of course. Who else is here that I recognize? Bunhilla boy, happy Friday. Thank you for coming. How's it going? Me, Bumbleclad. Ride the science, guys. Peace be upon you. Does anyone have any plans for this weekend? I know Mark and I will be creating a 15,000 subscriber celebratory short. I don't think we'll be making another skit until a bigger milestone because Mark already has a bunch of videos he's working on. But like I said in the past, we will be working on Cardboard Nights Episode 3, Cardboard Nights Chapter 2, Episode 3, which is what's in this book right here, the storyboard, and Gypsy Danger Legs. So yeah, no monster tonight. It's a little bit late, so I'm just drinking crisp apple, sparkling grape juice through this polyethylene tubing straw. I got this after Mark handed me the laser rifle, and I got to take a closer look at it. This is what makes the wire on it. As a matter of fact, I'm actually looking at it right now. Yeah, so Mark, funny story, he doesn't want me to just deliver news to you people. He also wants me to produce videos for him. If you saw the latest video on the laser rifle, you will see that I had to keep him in line because Mark has ADHD and can't keep track of things like that. So that's what I'm here for. Testing. Wow, that's surprisingly delayed. When I said that, it was like 5 seconds. Oh well. Wow, that's surprisingly delayed. When I said that, it was like 5 seconds. Oh well. Hello. Salam alaikum. Thanks, Chris7701. One of my Templars all the way in on campaign out in Carrick, he sent me a list of YouTube short lives, and it was the most jarring thing I've ever seen. It was 1:30 in the morning, and the live streams were just I don't even know what I'm looking at. But I guess I fit that category perfectly well. I don't think... well, actually, I know a lot of people have no idea what is going on here. As soon as they stumble upon my live, no one knows who I am or what these banners mean. They're just the cross of Jerusalem, like this one right here on my surcoat. Joe Rogan for president. Who is Joe Rogan? Can you wish my brothers, Team Young Harris, good luck in the lacrosse game? What is this lacrosse game you've mentioned? Whatever it is, good luck to your brother. Saladin must lose. Saladin and the Saracens. The only thing keeping peace between the Knights and the Saracens is me and the Archbishop. Well, the Archbishop says that God wills that we attack them all the time. So do a lot of high-ranking Templar Knights and Generals. But in my short lifespan, I do what I can from this room to keep the peace between us and the Saracens. Landon, welcome. Salam alaikum. Welcome to Carrick Castle in Jerusalem. We're happy to have you. Thank you for showing up. Rip Joe Rogan. The Dude channel. Did I miss something? Oh my lord. The Cardboard Armor Smith has entered the chat. Cardboard Armor Smith, salam alaikum. Happy Friday. How's it going? I noticed you had a few tutorials that came out. A bunch. You had a whole myriad of tutorials that came out. If you guys are new here to this cardboard crafting hobby community, you'll love the Cardboard Armor Smith. Go check out his channel. He makes all kinds of things. A lot of 16th and 15th century knight armor. Which is in the future for me, of course. Please calm down, Sheriff. Some people say that Mark's Workshop and the Cardboard Armor Smith is like witnessing Mario Lemieux and Wayne Gretzky at the same time. I'm not sure what the reference is between them, but I guess those two were very, very good leaders and good warriors, whoever they are. Did they have Welsh's grape juice during the Crusades? No, this is from the future. Just like this. Joshua making 15th century knight armor. That's awesome. The plume. You know, Mark's Workshop actually made a helmet with a plume. He used feathers. You could also use just use like some kind of fabric and just put it on a wooden dowel rod. But if you want to detach it, his solution was to use a soda bottle cap like this and just cut around the plastic and then glue that upside down with the cap glued to the helmet, and then you could screw and unscrew the feathers or plume from your helmet. Oh, that's delightful. The great elixir. I'm thinking they did eat raw meat when fire wasn't a thing yet. What kind of statement is that? Fire has been a thing since the dawn of man. GMB, welcome. Salam alaikum. Happy Friday. Edison then Tesla. What is the conversation going on here? I missed a lot. Joe the Man Rogan, I have returned. Raw! Too locked in. Cardboard armor Smith. Thank you for stopping by. Alaikum salam. My Friday just got better. I'm glad. That's the least I could do. Edison and more like Edison and Tesla. Honestly, that's a better comparison. Sorry, Mark's Workshop is a big sports fanatic, so that's why I made that comparison. Good luck on defeating the Baron in Frankenberg. Good luck to you, GMB 685. I wish you well on your conquest to defeat the great Baron of Frankenberg. Second hand crack. Says based. How many people are watching right now? 12? Okay, we just dropped to 11, but it's fine with me. Okay. Yeah. So let's go in this book that nobody asked, but I'll introduce it to you anyway. So I showed you last time the concept and or more of like an official storyboard really for Archer's Paradox, which is Cardboard Knights, Chapter 2, Episode 2. Kind of defeats the Cardboard Knights because there's not really any Cardboard Knights in it, but there is knights in it, and the archers have cardboard helmets and weapons and stuff like that. And the big red knight, or he wasn't really a knight, he was more like a man-at-arms, also an archer. He ended up squaring off and one-on-oneing the Treadplate Knight, or the cast and brushed Germanic Knight. Anyway, here is the storyboard for the next episode. So if you're watching this live, you'll get a little bit of a sneak peek. If you watched the previous episode, you'll know, if you watched it all the way through, you'll know there's a post-credit scene with the Blue Knight and a man-at-arms wearing black brigandine, and it's barely a conversation. One's talking, one's just listening. But those two are going to be the characters for the next episode. And the Blue Knight, the guy in the blue tabard with the fleur-de-lis on his chest, that guy was in the first episode. Now, to fill you in, if you hadn't watched the first episode, he encountered two men-at-arms in a field, and then he ran up to his partner to get some assistance, which was the Green Knight. He had a rabbit on his tabard. It was a green tabard. And he died immediately, and then he had to 1v2 those two men-at-arms, and he beat them, but he definitely got hit really hard. But I'll tell you what, if he has kids, they'll be born dizzy. So the Blue Knight is the last survivor. His partner's dead. His partner was hungover. That's why he didn't fight so well. And then the Blue Knight was in the post-credit scene of episode 2. So therefore, we are foreshadowing his arrival in the next episode, which is what I have right here in front of me. So, Cardboard Knights, Chapter 2, Episode 3. Concept: black screen. The Blue Knight standing there, looking away from the camera. Suddenly, the Black Knight appears from behind a tree. The Blue Knight turns around, and the Knights stand off. And that's what I got so far. Everything else, from that point on, I typed to my acquaintance all the way in Jordan, and he and I were discussing the rest of the storyboard from there. So we explained that maybe these two guys are actually friends, and we got that relationship part out of the way in the post-credit scene if you watched it. And then they're going to encounter some kind of Orthodox Catholic or Orthodox Christian, and Orthodox Christian, and then the Blue Knight might be a Catholic. And as far as I know, the Catholics and Orthodox hated each other, so they are going to have a religious battle, which I'm clearly fond of, because we're currently in a religious war right now with the Saracens. If they have kids, they will be born dizzy. I actually got that quote from Don Fry, the two-time world champion in the UFC. Does Mark still have the old mech? I hate to break it to you, but Mark recently disposed of the old mech. He recorded himself doing it, but he didn't find the time to post it. And it's kind of a depressing video. He hasn't edited it yet, but it was supposed to be like a sad, sentimental, let go of your past things and move on. It's hard to let something go. It means you spent your time well. So, I hope that's a clip. I hope YouTube allows me to clip that. Burgundian-based armor, dude. Oh, yeah. Back in the summer, Mark was considering making some Knights of Burgundy armor with the gold and the cuirass brigandine hybrid, or coat of plates cuirass hybrid. Looks so exquisite. I love the design so much. I'm very sorry to hear that, Pyro 88. I'm not sure. I'm not a physician, but I can tell you what, the leprosy is killing me as much as your assholes are killing you. So it's brass armor. Yes. Sorry. You know what I meant. It was gilded colored. You know. King Baldwin on cameo. Not yet. Should I make a Jaeger from Pacific Rim in the future? It's completely up to you. I think it will be a breath of fresh air of an idea. Because you have, basically, as far as I know, the Cardboard Armor Smith only makes, or I guess I could ask you right now, because you're here right now, do you make other things that aren't medieval knight armor, or Renaissance, I should say Renaissance knight armor? Because otherwise, then your audience will be like, ooh, this is new. But as far as I know, I think, yeah, I remember something that wasn't medieval related. Was it a cardboard gun, Mr. Armor Smith? Is that what I'm thinking of? Have you made one of those yet? Oh, okay. Sheriff, I'm glad to hear about your tank progress. But yeah, absolutely. Cardboard Jaegers are amazing. When Mark made Striker Eureka and Crimson Typhoon for the last Pacific Rim, second last Pacific Rim, he sacrificed a lot of not that much, but a lot of the details for functionality, but still captured the whole entire idea of what Striker Eureka was supposed to be. And it managed to have the chest missiles open up, and then amazing green screen powers shoot the missiles at the kaiju. This is not champagne, it's actually grape juice, but it has not been fermented, so. Yeah, sure thing. Would you like to deliver any news to Mark, Mr. Armor Smith? Because I write him and produce for him, against my will. Mark acts like I don't have like 4 more years left of my life before I die. Uh-oh. What is this, though? I wasn't getting along, but all I need to make you. What? I'm not entirely sure what this gentleman or maiden's problem is. King Baldwin did nothing against his will. He was a king. Very right, Dude Channel. But yeah, Armor Smith, if you know Mark, he uploads anything. Cardboard related, not cardboard at all related. Knights, Pacific Rim, Fallout. That's either a genius or dumb strategy, because if it comes to trying to get your channel growth, you feel like you'd open up to more fans, and those fans would all coagulate into one fan base for you. But I feel like it's working, but if it is working at all, it's working very, very slow. Did you get the hat from Burger King? Yes, I got this crown from a Burger King in a Jamaican airport. It's a crown. I can't see the live. I have to nap. I'm terribly sorry to hear that. And peace be upon you, Mr. SR2ODET-2.0L. We are different groups of fans that will declare war on each other. Okay. That's a very interesting statement, considering the whole point of my job is to keep peace between large groups of people. Yes, I would tell Mark to keep making intros like the last one. That one was Absolute Cinema. You know, it's funny. Mark used iMovie's, one of the default songs called Plugged In. I'm not sure who it's by, but it's called Plugged In, and it's on iMovie, to make the intro. And it was the first 13 or 14 seconds of that song, and it's just a bunch of clips of everything he makes, just to introduce the audience to what he does and what he's going to make, just to excite the audience. And also, it kills that 15-second margin to hook the viewer's attention. And then we had a little issue before I was even a thing on this channel. The ear rape. The iMovie quality was so bad every time. It would get to the Mark's workshop in leathers with the mech suit. It would just be like the audio would blast like max volume for some reason. I couldn't figure out why. Crowns of the golden jewels, Crowns have to have gold and jewels. Well, not my crowns. This crown is just to help people know that I am a king. Because if I do this, someone, for some reason, is inclined to think that this is a Ku Klux Klan live. All that shows me is that a lot of people used to ride the short bus when they were in school. And no one opens up a history book anymore. Buy the dip. T60 power suit. Maybe one day in the future, but I think the next power armor suit Mark makes from Fallout will probably be the XO1, but that's going to be in the far future whenever Mark has room in his own space to put the T51 Knight Armor Stand, XO1, Gypsy Danger, etc. I'm happy to hear you that you ate some good Texas barbecue today. I'm not sure what Texas is or where it's from, but it sounds like a very nice warm place. I hope it is. Jerusalem is, I'll tell you that. This crown, as a matter of fact, came from a cardboard forge from Mark. Thank you, Garrett. So I filled you in on all the news so far. How long have we been going for? 22 minutes. So, like usual, I'm going to do an hour. That's typical. Just to, every time I go live, it's mainly just to answer questions and to connect with the audience and promote the channel a little bit more. That's all I'm really here for. Last live stream, as a matter of fact, ended up performing better than any live we've ever done here on the channel. It got a total of 1,300 views in the live stream hour span alone. Typically, when we do a live like this on short format, it usually gets like 100 something views, and then when it's left uploaded, it'll eventually get like 500 to 600 views. But that last stream, in the live span itself, it got 1,300 views, which is absolutely an incredible record on Mark's Workshop. If the Armor Smith is still here, I really appreciate you stopping by. Oh, there he is. Alright, King, I must be on my way. I've got to head to the kingdom for a foot journey, I assume. Assalamu alaikum. Hey, King, I forgot to go to the city for a spot tournament. See ya. Cardboard Armor Smith, I wish you the best of luck on your endeavors. Peace be upon you. Salam alaikum and happy Friday. Thank you for stopping by. I really appreciate it. I'll tell Mark you said hi. Guys, go subscribe. Go check out the Armor Smith's channel. He has amazing content. More cardboard crafts to enjoy. Oh, we celebrated. We popped a few party cannons, that's for sure. Oh, the time is actually on the screen right here. I didn't even need to look over to do the phone. Interesting. And, unfortunately, Count Crimson Strider could not make it tonight again. Unfortunately, our time zones are completely the opposite of each other, or at least it feels like it. So, Count Crimson Strider, there's your shout out from King Baldwin the 4th. Salam alaikum, man. Oh. I don't want to displease anyone with my leprosy. Thank you for the enthusiasm, Staliga, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. As of uploading it on Wednesday night, Cardboard Laser Rifle from Fallout 4 video got 360 views in one day. I would love to say it's struggling to me as to how that didn't perform as well as the Treadplate Armor Showcase, but YouTube's new algorithm and being a nuisance to me is absolutely no stranger to me, I'll tell you that. Sheriff, upload it in the Discord, I'll take a look later. Brother, I'm too drunk to taste the chicken. Okay. Why am I dressed like this? Well, these are just my royal robes. And if you wanted to insinuate why I'm wearing the mask, it's because I have leprosy. And I'm not sure anyone wants to see my rotting face that is rotting off of my skeleton. The Fourth Crusade, the metal band from the UK. Ooh. Bolt Thrower, is that how you pronounce that? That one Jew king from that movie. I, King Baldwin IV, am a devout Catholic ruler, I'll have you know. Bolt Thrower. However, the Muslims and the Jews and the Christians and the Catholics are all welcome here in Jerusalem. Not only because it is expedient, but because it is right. Protect the helpless. Because maybe one day when you are helpless, they will come and protect you. I think it is about time. Well, you are Catholic. Well, as long as you pay your taxes, it doesn't matter what religion you're a part of, you're welcome in Jerusalem. You're allowed to practice your prayer as well. The Jew King. A lot of people miss out on history class, it looks like. But I'm not sure that the Crusades, or at least the time span between the Second and Third Crusade is really talked about. But The Kingdom of Heaven is a movie from 2005, which is what this is from. And King Baldwin IV is a 23-year-old king, also a disabled war veteran, technically, because he is disabled and physically. And he did lead his army into battle against Saladin a few times, yes. When I was 16, I won a great victory. In that moment, I felt I lived to be 100. Now I know I shall not see 30. I haven't paid taxes in 10 years. Tax evasion. I've never seen someone so proud about tax evasion. Assemble the army! What a good quote. What was I even talking about? Oh, the title of the movie. It's called Kingdom of Heaven. Yeah, sorry. So, the movie doesn't take place during a crusade. It doesn't take place at, it's not the Crusades. It takes place at 100 years after the Second Crusade. Because the Second Crusade was when the Crusaders took Jerusalem successfully. And we have an entire society set up. We have established our entire culture and religion in the city, and it's ours now. We took it over, we conquered it 100 years ago, and now it's ours. That's fair game. So if you think you're entitled to land just because someone took it from you 100 years ago, guess what? You can take it back. Take it back. Saladin took it back in the future from my life, but obviously after I died. Just saying. Uh, but then King Richard the Lionheart, the King of England at the time, went on a third crusade, and he went on campaign to reclaim the Holy Land for 6 years. The campaign was actually so, what's the word? Spectacular and extravagant, and also mysterious and dangerous. It could have damn well deserved a movie on its own. But I'm not sure everyone was really interested in that, and they were more interested in seeing how the Crusaders lost the kingdom of Jerusalem to Saladin. I'm not trying to be cynical, but if you want something, then you take it. And if you can't, then you clearly didn't want it enough. We wanted Jerusalem very badly 100 years ago, way before I was even born. I didn't take Jerusalem. All I do is keep peace between the Crusaders and the Saracens. No taxation without representation. Kingdom of Heaven is a very good movie. There's a lot of historical inaccuracies, a lot of flaws. However, based on all the films I've seen today, it is a breath of fresh air. Because it at least still has the cinematic aspect. And everything that makes a movie good is at least in the movie. But, historically, King Baldwin IV didn't actually wear a mask. The leprosy is definitely deadly enough to kill someone or contain someone else, infect someone else. So you wouldn't want to be in the same room as me. But a historical accuracy the movie did get right was King Baldwin IV did lead his troops into battle. Wretched and disabled, he was on a sedan chair and even a horse before he lost his ability to walk. But he couldn't really use his arms very well, and he lost all feeling in, I believe, his left arm, which is the one I have bandaged up completely, which is why I have fingers here, but it's all bandaged up here. I lost all feeling in my left hand and up until my elbow, and I went almost completely blind in my left eye, and I could still ride a horse but control it with just my knees. And then by the time we lost the kingdom of Jerusalem, right before I died, I basically went completely blind and lost all dexterity in my arms and legs. So I was a complete vegetable by the end of my life. But that did not stop me to persevere and lead the Crusaders. So, and when I mean feeling, I meant ability to move my arms. Because since birth, I had no feeling at all. I'm absolutely absent of pain. It was Godfrey that discovered, not my father's physicians, that discovered that I felt no pain. It was when playing with the other boys my arm was cut, and he noticed that I didn't flinch. He wept when he delivered the news that I am a leper. As wretched as I am, the Saracens believe that this disease is God's vengeance against the vanity of our kingdom. These Arabs still think that the chastisement that awaits me in hell is far more severe and lasting. If that's true, I call it unfair. Meats like the Arby's. Saladin, who was a little bit on the older side, at least double my age, definitely respected me. I mean, if a 16-year-old leper beat me while he was outnumbered, I would probably gain his respect, unless he was an insufferable douchebag or something. But he wasn't. A 23-year-old king was very wise and very ambitious, and still had a fire in his heart even when he was a complete vegetable. Deaf leper. Close helm versus armlet. Ooh. That's close. I think they're about the same, honestly. I feel like an armlet might be a little bit more technologically advanced and more expensive because it's closer to your face. But closed helm, don't get me wrong, it covers your whole throat and the top of your neck and everything. You know, you're not gonna It was a closed helm bassinet hybrid that the treadplate knight had, and that deflected arrows. So I'm just saying. You know, I got a mango version of this before. Both look like a bird's beak. You know something about late or just early, any 15th century or 13th century knight helmet, whether it's an armet, a closed helm, or a honed skull bassinet. They're not just shaped like that for style. They're shaped that way because the shapes like the cone nose that you call a bird's beak, or what is actually called a pig snout, or a hound's skull, which is what honed skull means, dog nose, is actually designed to deflect arrows and blows away. So it's not just the material that's protecting you if you're wearing a medieval armor, it is also the shape of it. So the iconic medieval shapes that you see on all kinds of medieval helmets, it's shaped like that not because they wanted to design it that way, it's because they decided, oh, this shape would deflect blows away from you, and the hammer or sword or blade would slide off of your face instead of getting caught and all that blunt force hitting you and making you see stars. So yeah, but as the centuries went on, they developed that technology so well that they could implement that shape I talked about that deflect blows away from you, but also give it its own unique style and design, sort of like a modern car that is like a fancy sports car, a race car, a truck that's meant for the muck and the dirt. You know, there's all kinds of cars. I compare knight armor to cars. There's all kinds, because there's all kinds of different cars from different decades and centuries and whatnot. And they all serve a different purpose. And even if they're all from the same brand, or in this case, same armorer or armor smith, they all have a unique purpose. You know, a pickup truck from Ford is clearly meant for, you know, hauling or towing or some off-roading. And a Ford Explorer is not typically made for off-road. It's designed to go on pavement and carry a lot of passengers, you know. So same thing with medieval knight armor. It's a mix between purpose and style of the time, or style of the armorer, because they might have a signature style. But like if you took a honed skull bassinet, you'd find that it's actually pretty similar than the next guy's honed skull bassinet, because they all need to capture the shapes that deflect blows away from your face and whatnot, or a breastplate deflecting blows. But Gothic style armor, same thing. It serves the same purpose. It just might look different because it's a different type of style, you know. Same thing with the arms and weapons that they use. They all have a different purpose. You know, they're not all just for slashing or beating or bludgeoning your enemy. Elite bow knowledge. Well, you need to know these things when you're running a kingdom at the ripe age of 23 like me. I'm actually a little bit older than Mark, the man that this channel belongs to. What's 4x4 off-roading culture like in the UK? I don't know. I might have to ask my English acquaintance, Count Crimson Strider, who's unfortunately not here, because he lives in the UK. I live here in Jerusalem, in the Middle East. Kind of like tanks slapping armor. Yes. Stopping. I think he meant stopping armor. Yes. But like some people might think some armets that have like 3 fins. Like most armets will just have like a fin going across the skull, and that's to like stop the visor from going all the way back. It like stops the visor. Now when you put it down, some of them have 3 fins, but that fin is typically there for 2 reasons. One, it's a style, and 2, it serves a functionality to like stop the visor from going all the way back. but also because, like I said, it looks nice, and also, even though it looks nice, it could absolutely supplement in stopping a blow to your head, because there is an extra chunk of metal on top of your head. You know, it doesn't hurt to put an extra chunk of metal for decoration, because, you know, that's more protection. But even then, some people will say, like, well, they'll look at medieval knight armor and say, well, that doesn't serve a purpose. That shouldn't work like that. This feature is useless. And they don't even realize that the same thing could be said for show cars, like those cars that have all the springs and hydraulics, and they go like, obviously that's not meant for going in icy roads or rain. It's literally meant just for show. So the same thing with like parade armor, where knights have the very long toes that stick out, like the Gothic styled armor. Knights wouldn't actually wear that to battle. It's an overtoe that goes over the knight's sabaton, and that was literally just to display the wealth and the status of that knight during like a parade or a march through the city with a king or something like that. And to show, look how sharp and pointy my toes are. Look how much money I have, you know? It's the same thing in Kingdom of Heaven, like when Baldwin has the very, very small chainmail. Again, historically inaccurate that I wore a mask in that time period. But if you noticed, he's clearly wearing his very extravagant and colorful tabard and surcoat and everything to show Saladin, like, listen, I'm not going to just ask you nicely. I'm going to ask you respectfully to turn around and go back to Damascus. But, you know, you're not going to take me seriously unless, one, I beat you in the past at 16 years old, which I already did. And two, I have 10,000 troops behind me. And three, I'm dripped out. So that's how you get someone like Saladin to take you seriously. But yeah, the very small chainmail links, obviously that might not stop a blow from a sword. I mean, well, it will. It will function as chainmail. It's just like that chainmail is clearly meant to show how rich and how well and how technically advanced his armor smiths are to make mail that small and like fibrous, almost like cloth, like this veil. That's one of the details I noticed when I watched the movie. They did that in battle too. Showing off your expensive armor shows to be, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. You know, and if your armor is very, very clean, you know, it could be like, oh, either this guy's never been to battle or this guy never gets his ass beat. That's why he's so clean. But I'm just saying, if I see a knight with very, very technically advanced armor and on a horse, I'd probably think twice before attacking him on foot. So yeah. Now we're getting some religious comments. Again, you're very welcome in Jerusalem. Christ is King, God is the one. When you stand before God, you cannot say, I was told by others to do thus, or that virtue wasn't convenient at the time. This will not suffice. Just remember, however you play your hand, or by whom, your soul is in your keeping alone. Even though the men that play you presume to be kings or men of power, when you stand before God, you cannot say, I was told by others to do thus, or that virtue wasn't convenient at the time. This will not suffice. What a great quote from that movie. Do you got leprosy? Yes, I have leprosy. I, King Baldwin IV, have leprosy. "15 more minutes, people, and then we're ending the live because I only do an hour. It is 9 o'clock right now. Do you know what the templates are all about, bro? What do you mean? Sheriff said, I'll be back. Well, I'd love to have you back. I'd love to have you here anytime. Welcome to Jerusalem. Salam alaikum. Happy Friday. Hello, welcome. Welcome to the stream. What is going on here? A live stream from King Baldwin IV, that's me, from Jerusalem. Make a Milanese style salad GMB, which would be like Italian. Fixed visor? Yes. For your sake, yes. It'll make your life a whole lot easier. Mark made some detachable visors and everything, but like, he never found a reason to replace them, only repair them. He just wanted to prove that he could make that feature. So how are you handling the divorce? I never got married. I'm kind of also busy keeping the peace between the Saracens and us right now, and that's kind of a stressful job. GMB, just share them on Discord. You just enter them in Discord. Mark will see them eventually. I see the notification, GMB. I'll check it out later. I'll show it to Mark as well. Ooh. A visored Barbrute. That would be very cool. Best melee weapon of the Middle Ages? Probably like a spear or something, but I would just say a typical arming sword serves all kinds of purposes. The Crusader sword, people call it, which is just an arming sword, typically, or a broadsword. Crusaders use both. But very, very versatile weapons. Very. It's a great sword on its own, but you could also bludgeon people with the cross guard and the pommel as well. What are entirely impractical? I'll tell you what's impractical. Giant, heavy anime swords. They can absolutely deal a lot of damage, but if you don't want to be hit by one, they're not very hard to evade. Let's say you miss a strike. Well, now what? You got to spend an eternity to get it back up into your position, and in that time span, you already leave a window open when you have a regular weighted sword. Whenever you miss a swing, whenever in movies people do this, you're leaving a whole window open right here to stab me with your sword or your weapon. So with a giant heavy sword, you are amplifying the bad things about an unskilled swordsman in the first place. I think they're great for weight training for sure. But if giant heavy swords gave you an upper hand in playing offense against your opponents, then they would have made Zweilhanders and Flambergers and other giant great swords at the time very, very heavy, and they would have been used in battle a lot. But they weren't. Regular weighted 6 to 8 pound great swords were used in the Renaissance and moving forward, but they were not very heavy. 8 or 6 pounds is not very heavy, people. That's like a medium-sized bottle of detergent. They did make giant swords that were very, obnoxiously big, but that was typically to show off during a parade, like I mentioned. The toes of a sabaton being elongated just for walking around town on your horse and showing everyone, look how long and pointy my toes are, look how much money I have, you know. That's enough internet for today. That's Jesus girl. Well, if you like Jesus, you would absolutely love Kingdom of Heaven, which is where we are right now, which is in Jerusalem. That's enough internet for today. No, you haven't gotten enough. Out of all the brain rot you've encountered, this is not anything like that. As a matter of fact, I'm educating my audience right now on arms and armor. Unless you're not into that whatsoever, then it's okay. But anyway, salam alaikum to you. I appreciate you stopping by. Oh, the Dude channel. You're talking, the 15th century is the Middle Ages. Well, the Middle Ages is typically the year 1000 and maybe a century before and a few centuries after. So the Middle Ages could technically be up into the 15th century, but if we're talking medieval, we're talking 15th century back to the Middle Ages. But really, if you look it up, I'm pretty sure the Middle Ages is the middle of the 2 millennia after Jesus Christ was born. After the Romans invented the calendar we use today. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Just tell me. I'm just saying, as far as I know, the Middle Ages is from 1000 or 900, but 1000 is the Middle Ages up until the 1200s. But anything after that is not really Middle Ages. You guys are having a whole entire conversation without me. David DeLusa, what is this nonsense? We are trying to keep peace between us and the Saracens. Saladin has crossed the Jordan with 200,000 men. So that's what I'm currently dealing with on this amazing Friday night. What is this nonsense? A lot of people come across this live and think this is some kind of prejudice or something. It's just a cosplay to some from the movie Kingdom of Heaven. To me, it's real because I'm actually legitimately King Baldwin the Fourth. Oh, yeah, the Dude channel. I see, that's what I meant. There is early, high, and late. Yes. It goes to the 16th century. Did you just look it up? Double check. Is that true? Because the 16th century is not only not Middle Ages, it is not even medieval. Anything medieval is typically before the Renaissance. Monster cans to my cardboard frame. Oh, someone's making Monster Energy can armor. Mark has been stockpiling some Monster Energy cans to do that too. If you use black or Gorilla hot glue sticks, or use black hot glue sticks or Gorilla glue sticks, aluminum is very smooth, so it's hard to grip the cardboard. But if you use duct tape, like Gorilla duct tape or some kind of duct tape, to tape the sides to your cardboard and then overlap your Monster cans, so it covers the duct tape seams, and then you can just hot glue that to your duct tape. That might work. We're yet to try it yet. So I've arrived and we'll be making my T51 power armor on Sunday instead of Saturday, unfortunately. Well, better late than never. I'm glad you could join us. Salam alaikum. Peace be upon you, my brother. Do you have leprosy? Yes, I have leprosy. Holy base streamer, hello. Salam alaikum. Welcome to the stream. All of a sudden, we're getting all these new faces when I'm about to end the stream in 5 minutes. But we got 9 people watching. We are having a whole argument in, you are a devil worshipper, bro. I'm happy to have new faces, but it is struggling to me as to how this is confusing to someone, or how they get it so wrong. How is this a devil worshipping stream? I'm King Baldwin IV of Jerusalem, post-Second Crusade. This is the cross of Jerusalem. Maybe I should just only wear my blue surcoat because that looks more welcoming and more hospitable. See, someone asked why I wear the crown. It's to indicate to people in the back of the classroom that I'm a king, not a cult leader or something like that. They use cult. God wills it. You Catholic? I, King Baldwin IV, am Catholic, yes. What is Mark's favorite food? I have to ask him. I don't know Mark's favorite food. I'll have to write him. That takes days. Thank you. We will keep up the great work. I just help him produce videos and do live streams for him to keep the audience enthusiastic. Sudatab J-Mail, you're super helpful. Oh, thank you very much. We appreciate your viewership, CJDN Plays. We're very happy to have you here. That's a very lovely comment. I'm glad we could help you make your Halloween costumes. That's what the whole premise of the channel is, to help people do that. Silence. Everyone's arguing in the chat. Thank you. Finally someone likes my crown. We will be ending the live in 2 minutes because it's been 58 minutes so far and I'm getting ever so tired. I've had a long week. The Saracens want to take Jerusalem back, and the Templars despise of them and constantly want to start a war with them. I'm trying to prevent that as long as I'm alive. I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to end the live in a minute. And of course, now we have 11 people watching. I really appreciate all of your viewership, as always. You know I do. Mark will be pouring the rest of his time, effort, and energy into the next Cardboard Night episode, so expect that. I guess I'll reiterate that in a post or something, but the next video will be Cardboard Night Chapter 2, Episode 3. The Blue Knight will be in it, and 2 new characters as well. Thank you. Thank you, BJ Kurdad. I appreciate you stopping by. Salam alaikum to all of you. Deus Volt, and peace be upon all of you. Alright, it's been 60 minutes. I have to say goodbye. And now I'll do my super technical and productive way of ending a live, and that is manually from the phone right here. Oh. Good night, everyone. Happy Friday. Thank you for joining the live. Good night.